Hi everyone, my name is Ruth and today Mindy and I are going to talk to you about electronic medical records, better known as EMR. First I'll talk to you about some of the advantages and disadvantages of using an EMR system, and then Mindy will take over and talk to you about how does this affect your life today and what we can expect in the future. So first let's explore some of the benefits of using an EMR. In my experience working as a CMA, using an EMR system enables the practitioner to provide better quality patient care. An EMR system can be programmed to detect medication errors, interactions between medications that have been prescribed or allergies that the patient has. And it can also be programmed to alert a provider when there are health maintenance topics that need to be discussed, such as it's time for your tetanus shot, or let's check your cholesterol, or let's talk about quitting smoking. In fact, one study that I found showed that patients were twice as likely to be counseled regarding smoking cessation if the provider was using an EMR. Another benefit of using an EMR system is the ease of sharing information between providers. Let's say you have lab work done with your primary care provider. Well, with a click of a button, he or she can send that off to, say, your cardiologist. Some healthcare facilities even give patients limited access to their own health records. And accessing your own records enables the patient, to be more proactive in their health care. Health Partners recently introduced Virtuell, and I'm sure you've heard the commercials for this. Virtuell allows patients to be seen anywhere they have an internet connection. It's a virtual visit. It's not only convenient for the patient, but it's also very cost-effective for the patient. A visit costs $45 or less, depending on the insurance that you carry, whereas a traditional office visit at a traditional doctor's office can cost $120 or more. Of course, along with the advantages come disadvantages to using an EMR. Probably the biggest problem that healthcare facilities face is the cost of implementing the EMR system. The software alone can cost thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And on top of that, they have to take into consideration the extra equipment and personnel that may be required. When implementing the EMR system, the healthcare facility has to keep in mind, hey, there are laws about these kinds of things. The Health Information Technology for Economic and Clinical Health Act of 2009, better known as HITECH, requires that an electronic medical record be used for meaningful use. That is, they have to be used to provide quality patient care, not just documenting. And the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, better known as HIPAA, requires that patient information be kept strictly confidential. Just one breach in patient confidentiality can cost the facility up to $1 million. There's also the issue that EMR systems sometimes don't work. This actually just happened a few weeks ago where I work. Our system was down from Tuesday at 6 p.m. until Wednesday at 2 p.m. and we had no way of accessing patient information. Not lab results, no medications, nothing. So a facility always has to have a backup plan as to what happens if the system goes down. So now that I've talked to you about that, I will turn it over to Mindy.
When researching the Affordable Care Act, I found that it's actually a positive thing for EMRs. The Act funds scholarships and loan repayment programs to increase the number of primary care providers in all capacities in the areas of the country that actually need them the most. With a comprehensive approach focusing on retention and enhanced educational opportunities, the Act combats critical technology and equipment shortages. The Act provides state and local governments flexibility and resources to develop healthcare workforce recruitment strategies that also include the much-needed computer data training for staff. With this Act, the Secretary has the authority to take action to strengthen many existing programs that help support the primary care workforce. This means that those systems that still use paper copies, which lead to slower treatment times and more overall expense for each patient's visit, will have the potential to be upgraded with computers and the necessary technology for each program or facility to be current with today's online society. The Affordable Care Act makes healthcare more affordable for families and small business owners by providing the largest middle-class tax cuts for healthcare in American history. This frees up money for the smaller businesses to invest in upgraded technology to accommodate EMRs. Now I will discuss the possible future of electronic medical records. Imagine a patient who visits 2, 3, or even 4 hospitals in which each hospital uses their own kind of record-keeping system. A doctor trying to find a particular piece of patient information from multiple different facilities is simply too difficult and far too time-consuming. To combat this problem, a new resource was developed called the portable EMR. This device is where we store electronic medical information in portable storage media, such as an IC card or USB drive. This will then reduce repeated examination costs and prevent possible misdiagnosis and negligence during hospitalizations, referrals, and treatments in general. A paperless EMR will streamline all medical, dental, chiropractic practices, improve the bottom line, and better serve patients. When I was a dental assistant just a couple years ago, I worked at a dental practice that was completely digital. It was also one of the first in the dental field in our area to use their own type of EMRs. This office specialized in endodontics or root canals and was entirely based off of referrals. There were many times when a general dentist was sending over a patient with a toothache, and all they had to do was simply email a copy of the patient's radiograph, and their work was done. That is, of course, if the referring dentist used digital radiographs, and a large percentage do. All our doctor needed to concentrate on then was the treatment itself. As the assistant, it was my job to take the films, complete the report on the computer, send it back via the internet to the original referring doctor. We constantly received praise and positive feedback for our professional and unique reporting system, which of course led to even more referrals. All this digital technology not only freed up the doctor's time for better patient care, it also drastically reduced the treatment time itself, which for anyone who doesn't like root canals can greatly appreciate. It's time to add technology to all healthcare facilities as an investment that improves patient care, increases reimbursements, and streamlines practices for greater efficiency. Therefore, we can conclude that electronic medical records plays an important role and are essential to the future of medical records. In summary, we have covered the essential concepts in understanding electronic medical records, including its definition and brief history, the pros and cons, including any legal issues, cost benefits, availability and potential errors, impacts from today's society, and the potential for the future. Now, having a better understanding of electronic medical records, you can better appreciate the positive impact they create for our healthcare organization as a whole, and even more importantly, our individual healthcare needs.